I think the band tremendously helps the fans, and then the energy in the entire stadium then helps the team. So I think there is a linkage there that's very important.
We get the crowd into it, and if the crowd's into it, the team can do miracles.
Well, really, I think it's a source of entertainment. I mean, because not everybody in the stadium knows exactly what step or move or march that the band does is great or hard or anything like that. And a lot of people, I mean, halftime, a lot of people get up and go to the bathroom, to be perfectly honest, during halftime. So I think not only us, but percussion and twirlers, and I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on during halftime. Yeah, just for entertainment.
It's to provide entertainment at the football games, halftime shows, and music in the stands during that.
I like to think that we are producing music that they can relate to in some aspects, be it rock, jazz, old style, classical, but that it is pretty much always tunes that a portion of the audience will know.
If the crowd does not respond, don't think about it. This crowd for 25 years has been notoriously sit on the hands crowd, even for game, which bugs the hell out of me, but I mean, they don't cheer.
I didn't even know that the marching band played at the steps of the Student Services building. And so when we went over there, and I remember I was walking and all of a sudden I heard the trumpets doing F-tuning. And I love that. I think that's my favorite thing that I hear the trumpets doing is the F-tuning, their little warm-up. And I heard it and it was bouncing off the walls of the Student Services building, and it was just really loud, and I was like, oh my goodness. And we played on the steps and it was really loud, and a lot of people were there, and it was a really good experience.
Every time the trumpets do their final warm-up chord series, I want to be right out in front of them, because there isn't anything that jacks me up and gets me ready to get that whole band together like what the trumpets do with that chord progression thing. And then I just, okay, that's my band, here we go, Now bring everybody else in here.
After the concert on the steps, we get into our block formation where it's, that set parade form. And then we go up to the front, we wait for Coach, even though he gives whistles, he gives whistles to them, we have to wait for Coach or else he'll scream. And then he's the one that actually leads us, and we follow him. that guy.
He like hides.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he runs out and he throws peanuts and everyone freaks because he gives us peanuts.
I don't even like peanuts.
Peanuts. Well, then he gets mad if we don't come to his section for traveling band. He'll throw us a bag of peanuts and he'll be like, 223.
You owe me, girl. Yeah.
223 is where we're sitting. And I'm like, well, have a nice time at the game.
I know.
Thanks, man. Okay.
We just think that it's easily the best band in the country. There's just no question in our mind. It's the best band in the country. We don't think they get enough respect. We liked it when they won the Sudler Trophy because that gave them a little bit of respect. But we just think they're a phenomenal band and we love the music.
We do.
And they need to remember Section 223 so they can come up and play for us when there's a traveling band.
My favorite part is going over the bridge. That rocks, because I love going to the peak of the bridge and then looking back.
And this huge,
massive
people. Band.
Feathers. You know, it's just go like this. The whole group is just like, that's my favorite part of it.
So we get over the stadium, and you're waiting outside the tunnel. And you're sitting here. And sometimes it's 10 minutes, sometimes it's 30. And you keep sitting here, you keep sitting here.
Oh my gosh, that first game though, we were waiting outside the tunnel, and I guess we were supposed to have been in the tunnel.
Generally, there's a certain, coach says 18 on the clock, we need drumline lined up to go out and split for the band to do their thing. So what happened was he told me, he said, as soon as the players are off the field, you need to line it up and put it on the field. I said, cool. So the players ran off the field, drumline runs up, they line it up, they go out and they split.
Coach told me to go at 18. I went at 18. Bottom line.
Yeah, well,
I gave the whistles to start off the show, and I asked Coach, when do we go? He said 18. I said, okay. I waited for 18.
What specifically happened, we were just getting all ready, and I got the flags and the dancers back in the tunnel. And then after the team went through, and then I went through the tunnel because the band wasn't coming up to meet the flags and the dancers.
The band was blocked off in the tunnel is what happened. They were supposed to be through there, but they couldn't because I don't really know why.
Injured players.
Well, I literally get halfway in the tunnel, and I hear the whistles. And I can't believe what I'm hearing. You know, I thought, God, are they playing a recording or something, you know? No, it was, and then the drums, and then I look around, and here go the dancers and flags. Well, I haven't even gotten the band yet. So I run through the hall, fly open the doors, and it was like, get your ass out there.
We just hauled through the tunnel, straight onto the field.
We have straight up, the drumline, I forget what it was, it's like 7 times through the cadence, and they have to close in their intervals on the 5th time. Well, obviously it was going to be a lot more than that this time. So I didn't know what else to do. I went running on the field and just told the drumline, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
I didn't know until I had gone all the way down the length of the field, turned around, and they're saying, this is the biggest band in ASU marching history, and this little piccolo, and that's it.
I thought they covered it very well, but I got to tell you, it was funny when they said, the largest band in ASU band history, and nobody comes out. That was hilarious. That was the greatest. But I didn't want to talk to Coach after that one. I kind of looked and smiled and said, what do you think? And he grumbled something, and I said, okay, we'll do better next time.
But I was pretty sick about it at first, but then that's something you keep thinking you know how to do this job, and you know everything there is that's going to happen, but wrong. There's always something that'll come up.
It's sad that you think of the season through the football team, because I think as far as low points for the marching band, a lot of the emotion goes along with what the football team does. But I think even if the team goes 0-11, I hope that never happens. But I mean, if there may be nobody else in that stadium, but the band will be there. I mean, there's a reason why we talked about this, I think it was back during our Rose Bowl season, where the term bandwagon jumpers come from. Well, bandwagon, It's because the band's already on the wagon and everybody else is jumping on with the band. I mean, they're the truest fans of the school. And when you think of school spirit, I mean, who else at school knows the words to the fight song, let alone the words to the alma mater?
We want the fans to know we're there and we're going to do everything well. About 10 minutes left in the second half, 9 minutes in the second quarter, excuse me, we start heading down over to do the warm-up for marching band. Coach usually gives us one final reminder, has us stretch out, gets us going, and then we do this thing where we call the zap, where it may just be a psychological thing, but it gets us focusing.
So be prepared. Remember, people on this side of the 50 go in this gate. People on that side of the 50 go down and in the other corner gate. Got it? All right, here we go. Give me a good one now. And 1, 2, 3, come on. You're the best, baby! Let's go give him a good show.
Well, high points are obviously when there's an awesome performance. That's a high point. When they walked off the field and say, when they walk off the field and just feel good about what they did, that's completely a high point. That's exactly why we do it. That's the high point. There's nothing better than performing. There's nothing better. 74,000 people, yeah, they might not all be looking at you, but you were going to make them look at you. Look at me now. You know, if it's going to be the fastest notes you've ever heard, then you're going to look at us. If we're going to play louder than you've ever heard, then you're going to look at us. If we're going to play loud and soft just to draw you in, you are going to look at us. And that's a challenge within it. With the ASU crowd, a lot of times, that's a challenge, is to get them to look. And it's a struggle all the time. What am I going to write here where the audience is going to say, that's cool.
Traveling band, for each game after halftime, a group of, I would say, 40 to 50 band members, and usually for the first game it's, you know, the seniors, and the next game's the juniors. But what it is they go around after halftime. They go along with 2 other of the drum majors, and they go around to the different sections in the stands, and they play usually 2 songs to pump up the crowd, because if you're sitting above the band, you probably can't hear them as well as if you were sitting across from the band. So we try to go up to the upper decks and play some, you know, like the fight song or ASU cheer or Doctor Who, to get the fans a little bit more involved, get them out of their seats, get them off their hands, and a little bit more into the game. And that usually lasts for pretty much all of the third quarter until we go back and join the rest of the band.